So one of the things that you will often see on my drawings are a note that says something like, "Note, do not merge faces of the sweep." And maybe you're wondering what that note means and why that is important. So if we open up this model here and then we roll back to the creation of the sweep, here we can see the creation of the sweep. And then we choose View, Display, Tangent Edges as Phantom. You can see here that this face is going into this face. This face is a straight lined edge. It's a cylinder, straight cylinder. And then this face is a true arc here, an arc bend coming around a center line there. So it's going from being a straight line to being an arc. And so therefore we have a tangent face right here. Well, if we right mouse button on that sweep and we say Edit Feature, we can go in here to where it says Options and we can say Merge Tangent Faces. And when we do that and we hit the green check mark, we see that that blend, that break between those two faces goes away. And we see that if we click on this face here, it's all one continuous face. So maybe you're asking yourself, well, isn't that better? Isn't it better if it's all just one continuous chunk of geometry? Well, the thing that you want to be aware of is that we're actually going to be changing the mass when we make that change. So you can see here that the mass is currently 324.10. And then if I edit this sweep here and I adjust that option to not merge the tangent faces, it changes from 324.1 to 325.42. So not a big change, but certainly enough to bump you out of specification when you're looking at the results here. But the question is why? Why does that actually change? And we can answer that question by doing a quick look at a very, very popular command, at least for me, which is known as the fit spline command. So you'll notice here, if I create a line that comes over 50 millimeters, and then I create an arc here that comes up with a radius of 50, there is what we would call an abrupt transition of curvature. The line starts out with a curvature of 0, of absolutely 0, and then it immediately transitions into a curve here, which has a radius of 50. So it's got a radius of like infinite, essentially, or a radius of curvature of 0, or a curvature value of 0. And then it's got this curvature value of 50, 1 over 50, the inverse of a 50, 1 over 50, or it's got a radius here of 50. It's an immediate transition there. However, if we trace over that with a spline, so if we exit that sketch and then we start a new sketch on the front plane and we launch the command Tools, Spline Tools, Fit Spline, what this tool lets you do is lets you trace over existing geometry with a spline. So you can see here that when we trace over that existing geometry with a spline, it looks like it matches, right? It looks like it's a perfect match. Oh, that's great. But as we zoom in here, what we find is in that area where the arc is making that transition, it's actually not matching perfectly. Look at that. There's some deviation there. Now, why is there some deviation there? Because the spline has to maintain curvature across all points, across the entire duration of the spline, we have to maintain curvature. But the arc can be an immediate transition of curvature, an immediate change of curvature. It goes from a straight line to an arc, and that transition occurs right here. There's no gradient or anything like that. It's flat and then it's curved. But with the spline, there is more of a gradient. It's like it starts out flat and then it's almost flat, and then it's a little bit less flat, and then a little bit less flat, and it's more of a gradient. It's more of a smooth gradient for that transition from being flat to having curvature. And so there is a slight deviation. It is slightly different. The geometry, even though it's hard to see and it looks almost like it's exactly one-to-one, there actually is a slight deviation, particularly in this area where you're making that transition from a flat to a curve. Now, how does that play into this world of sweeps? Well, the same thing happens here with this world of sweeps. What happens here is that in this area where the transition's taking place, there's a straight path here, and then there's a curve. And it's an immediate transition. There's no gradient, there's no blend or anything like that. But when you right mouse button on the sweep and you say Edit Feature and then you say Merge Tangent Faces, what you're really saying is that you want SolidWorks to trace over the path here with a spline. And when you trace over that path with a spline, you're going to end up getting a subtle deviation, particularly in this area where the transition is taking place between two segments. So there, instead of this going immediately from a straight line to a curve, instead what we're going to end up seeing here is a slight gradient in that curvature transition, and therefore the geometry will be slightly different, and that's going to adjust your mass here. And sometimes that won't matter, and sometimes it will, but it's just kind of good to know how the software behaves and how the software responds to these changes in your options. So if you agree and you learned a lot from that video, be sure to hit the like button. Be sure to let me know down below if you have anything additional you want to contribute to this discussion. And if you like my style of teaching, be sure to visit us at TooTallToby.com/training. We've got a lot of good SolidWorks courses to help you go from zero to hero and even get your certified SolidWorks professional recognition. And I will look forward to seeing all of you in the next TooTallToby Power Moves.